Why cats act like they own us. For most domesticated animals, the story is simple. Humans wanted something, so humans changed the animal. Cows gave milk. Horses gave transport. Dogs gave loyalty. But cats are different. Cats walked into our world for their own reasons, stayed on their own terms, and somehow became one of the most powerful animals inside the modern home. Think about that for a second. Your cat does not pay rent. It does not open doors. It does not refill its own food bowl. It contributes almost nothing to the electric bill. And yet, somehow, it can scream at a closed door for 3 seconds and make a grown adult stand up immediately. That is not normal. A dog usually looks at you like you are the leader. A cat looks at you like you're late. So why do cats act like they own us? The easy answer is that cats are arrogant, or selfish, or secretly tiny landlords with fur. But the real answer is stranger than that. Cats act like they own us because the relationship between humans and cats was never built on obedience. It was built on negotiation. To understand this, you have to go back thousands of years, to the first human farming settlements. Before farming, humans were mostly hunter-gatherers. They moved around, they followed food, they lived in small groups and carried very little. That lifestyle was not perfect for cats. But once humans started farming, everything changed. People began storing grain. Grain attracted mice and rats. Mice and rats attracted wild cats. And this is probably where the deal began. Humans did not go into the wild, capture cats, and say, "You will now become our loyal companion." The cats came closer because our settlements were full of prey. To a wild cat, a human village was not a home. It was a hunting opportunity. There were rodents everywhere. There were hiding places, there was warmth, there was safety from bigger predators. And humans noticed something important. The small wild cats hanging around the grain storage were useful. They killed pests. They protected food. They did not need much training. They did not need to be herded. They did not need to be convinced to hunt. They just did what cats already do. So humans tolerated them. That word matters. Dogs were pulled into our social world. Cats were allowed into our environment. Dogs became partners in hunting, guarding, and survival. Cats became useful neighbors. And that difference explains almost everything. Dogs were shaped by humans for cooperation. Over thousands of years, we selected dogs that listened, followed, and worked with us. Cats did not go through the same process in the same way. Yes, cats became domesticated, but they kept much more of their wild behavior. Their bodies changed less. Their instincts stayed strong. Their relationship with humans stayed more independent. A house cat sleeping on your couch is still, in many ways, a tiny predator. It stalks. It pounces. It watches movement. It guards territory. It pretends not to care, while noticing absolutely everything. That is why cats feel so different from dogs. A dog often wants to know what you want. A cat wants to know what the room allows. This is where territory becomes important. To humans, your house is a place where you live. To your cat, your house is a map. The couch is a lookout point. The windowsill is a surveillance tower. The hallway is a patrol route. The bed is a warm sleeping zone that you are sometimes allowed to share. Your cat is not just wandering around randomly. It is constantly reading the space. Where are the exits? Where is the food? Where are the safe corners? Where is the sunlight? Where are the humans? Cats are territorial animals. Feeling in control of their environment makes them feel safe. So when your cat walks across your desk, sits in your chair, or lies directly on the thing you are trying to use, it may not just be annoying you. It may be claiming the most important part of the room. And unfortunately for you, the most important part of the room is often wherever your attention is. Your laptop, your notebook, your phone, your face. Your cat sees that you keep focusing on something, and it wants to be part of that zone. Not because it understands your deadline. It does not care about your deadline. Your deadline means nothing to a creature that can sleep for 16 hours and still look exhausted. But it understands attention. And attention is one of the main currencies in a cat's world. This is also why cats love routine. If you feed your cat at 7 in the morning, your cat does not see that as a flexible suggestion. It sees that as law. And if you are late, your cat will remind you that society is collapsing. Cats are extremely sensitive to patterns. They learn when you wake up, when you sleep, when you open cans, when you go to work, when you sit down, and when you are most likely to give in. This is not magic. This is observation. Your cat is watching your life more closely than you think. It knows the sound of the food bag. It knows the cabinet. It knows the footsteps that mean breakfast. It knows which meow works best on which person. And that brings us to one of the strangest parts of the human-cat relationship. Meowing. Adult cats do not usually meow at each other the same way they meow at humans. Kittens meow to their mothers, but adult cats mostly use body language, scent, posture, and other sounds with each other. With humans, they meow, which means your cat may have developed a special communication system for dealing with you. That is both adorable and slightly insulting. Because your cat figured out that humans are not very good at reading tails, ears, whiskers, and tiny changes in posture. So it uses sound. A meow is not just noise. It can be a request, a complaint, an announcement, a threat, or a very dramatic customer service ticket. And humans respond. That is the key. Your cat meows, you stand up. Your cat scratches the door, you open it. Your cat stares at the bowl, you fill it. Your cat walks on your chest at 5 a.m., you question every life choice that brought you here. From the cat's point of view, this is a working system. It performs an action, and the giant human responds. So over time, the cat learns what works. This is where the question becomes uncomfortable. Did you train your cat? Or did your cat train you? Because training is just repeated behavior, shaped by rewards. And if your cat meows and you give food, the cat learns to meow. But you also learn something. You learn that feeding the cat makes the meowing stop. So both of you are being trained at the same time. The difference is your cat does not feel guilty about it. This is why cats seem like they own the house. They are not controlling everything because they are evil. They are controlling what they can because control makes them feel safe. A cat is small. Even a confident cat is still a small animal in a world full of bigger creatures. Loud noises, moving furniture, vacuum cleaners, strangers, dogs, children, and humans who randomly decide to pick them up. So cats create security through control. They control their territory. They control their routines. They control when they approach. They control how long affection lasts. That last one is important. Cats are often called cold because they do not always want attention when humans want to give it. But that does not mean they do not bond. It means they bond differently. A dog may show love by running toward you, jumping, licking, and acting like your return from the grocery store was a miracle. A cat may show trust by sitting near you with its back turned. That sounds rude. But in animal language, turning its back can mean it does not see you as a threat. Slow blinking, sleeping near you, following you from room to room, rubbing against your legs, kneading blankets, bringing you things, sitting beside you quietly, these can all be signs of attachment. Cats are not emotionless. They are selective. And because their affection is selective, it often feels strangely powerful. When a dog loves you, it feels generous. When a cat chooses you, it feels earned. That is part of the reason humans became so obsessed with them. Cats give us a relationship that feels voluntary. They do not obey in the same obvious way. They do not constantly ask for approval. They can live beside us while still seeming like they have a private life we are not invited into. And humans find that fascinating. We like animals that need us. But we are intrigued by animals that seem like they do not. Cats sit right in the middle. They depend on us for food, shelter, safety, and care. But they behave as if they are independent rulers who simply decided our home was acceptable. That contradiction is what makes them so funny. And maybe that is why the ancient Egyptians saw cats as special. They were useful, graceful, mysterious, dangerous to pests, and strangely calm inside human spaces. A cat could protect your grain and still look like it was judging your entire bloodline. That is a powerful brand. Over time, cats moved from farms and temples into apartments, bedrooms, internet videos, and profile pictures. But the ancient deal stayed mostly the same. We give them food, warmth, and protection. They give us pest control, companionship, entertainment, and the quiet honor of being tolerated. And somehow, that became one of the most successful partnerships in human history. So why do cats act like they own us? Because in their world, ownership is not about money or documents or whose name is on the lease. It is about territory. It is about routine. It is about who controls space, food, attention, and movement. And if you look at your house that way, your cat's confidence starts to make sense. You may own the house legally, but your cat knows where the warm spots are. It knows when food arrives. It knows which door should open. It knows which sound makes you move. It knows how to enter a room and become the center of it without saying a word. Maybe your cat does not think it owns you. Maybe it simply understands the arrangement better than you do. Thousands of years ago, cats walked toward human settlements because our world had something they wanted. Rodents, warmth, safety, opportunity. And humans let them stay because cats had something we needed. They were hunters, they were useful, they were quiet companions in a dangerous world. But unlike many animals we domesticated, cats never fully surrendered themselves. They came close, but not too close. They trusted us, but not completely. They joined our homes, but kept their instincts. And that is the real secret of cats. They do not act like they own us because they are confused. They act like that because for thousands of years, the relationship worked. They learned us. We learned them. And somewhere along the way, the tiny predator at the edge of the grain pile became the tiny ruler of the living room. So tonight, when your cat takes your chair, ignores the expensive bed you bought, screams at a door it does not actually want opened, and stares at you like you are failing an invisible test, remember this. You are not just dealing with a pet. You are dealing with thousands of years of instinct, negotiation, and extremely successful emotional manipulation. And somehow, you are probably still going to open the door.